Hello, uh, good morning. This is Benjamin Brown. Um, I'm going to do another quick video check-in. I have to limit my videos to 20 minutes because every time I try to load one of my 40-minute videos or hour-long videos or hour and a half videos, I can never manage to upload them. Every time I go to the local library and I plug my phone into the computer, my phone doesn't seem to register with the computer and I can't access the files on my phone. I've been having trouble uploading my videos onto YouTube. Part of the reason that I've been uploading videos onto YouTube is I need to have some sort of evidence or substantial proof that I did everything in my power to try to get a government or an organization's attention. I'm obviously under some kind of, obviously under some kind of surveillance. It seems like the government agencies and the police authorities that are doing the surveillancing are blocking my emails, are blocking my phone calls, and they're blocking my mail. I'm trying to get somebody's attention. I know I'm supposed to be here. I know I'm supposed to get somebody's attention, but it seems like somebody somewhere is doing everything in their power to try to remove me from the situation, either because of the things that they have done to me or because they have access to a clone of me that they've tested in some way, or that they have something on, or that they've conditioned for loyalty in some way, or that they've gone out of their way to bribe or manipulate in some manner that makes them more trustworthy or reliable than I am. At the moment, I am extremely incapacitated. I am the evidence that the general population is having its cerebral capacities inhibited. I know for a fact that the general population is having their marriages assaulted. There's obviously some kind of conspiracy at work to drive division in the family unit. I've personally experienced marijuana conditioning, in which I remember I was lying there and I was thinking about my girlfriend, and I was really, really high, and all of a sudden, like, I was overcome with feelings of like insecurity, like maybe that girlfriend wasn't good enough, and like maybe I deserved better or something, and it was a conditioned state. And I remember afterwards feeling those things or similar things, or being reminded of that moment, and it kind of left me feeling like maybe I needed to break up with this girl and find somebody else who made me happier. On reflecting on this, there's also like on reflecting on this, there's like not too much else I can say about this, actually, without drawing too much attention or getting into unnecessary information. But there is this book by Carl Jung called Beta Programming and Metaprogramming. It's a book that I don't have access to anymore. It's literally dropped off the face of the earth. I look it up. I look it up on Amazon, and I can't find it. I go to the internet to try to find it in web searches, and I can't find it. And again, my email is being intercepted, and my web searches are being intercepted and being monitored. I I can't find Carl Jung's metaprogramming and metaprogramming, but at any but to get into the book in depth, I've never read the book, but I've been taught about the book. And essentially, the book is about self-programming using marijuana and using LSD, but it also alludes to the fact that using LSD and using marijuana, you can condition yourself, which I guess means that, like, let's say if you're a tobacco smoker, if you use like marijuana or use LSD in a specific way, you can condition yourself to stop smoking cigarettes. And I guess that goes with all the things that people consider to be bad habits, or some sort of bad habit or restraining habit, or something in some way. And I guess it's like promiscuous acts, or whatever it is. It's a bad habit. I don't know, masturbation, anything that somebody might be embarrassed about or seems overindulgent or something. But I was taught that over a period of several LSD sessions, along with, like, some sort of psychologist therapy, you could condition somebody. I now know, and I've now experienced psychic influence and technologically advanced psychological influence, to the point where I'm completely certain that every single person on the face of the earth that has taken LSD and did not have some sort of government in, and maybe even the people that do have government ins, have been compromised in some way. I'm fighting an uphill battle. I'm literally here in Montreal trying to do my best. There's I was supposed to go to work out today, and then somebody just didn't like the idea of my working out, and I was kind of just like, whatever. It's a Sunday. I gotta cook. I gotta get my stuff ready for the week. I know I'm gonna have a rough week. I'm trying to like get through, and I'm trying to like figure out how I can be okay and how I can be of service to people. I'm surrounded by like drug dealing cops. I'm surrounded by government soldiers and assassins that were raped as kids. I'm surrounded by people that are loyal to the Department of Defense. I'm surrounded by people who have no intention of letting me do my job. It's weird because the government has become so corrupt, and the authoritative agencies have become so corrupt that they're completely unreliable. And not only are they completely unreliable, but some sort of world government effort or world collaborative government effort has gone out of their way to create me and impose this situation on me, in which my loyalty is to the majority, or the common majority of the people of the world, and all the righteous and salvageable people of the world. But my condition for serving them is that I can't sign up with any government agency or authority, because they're all corrupt. And the minute that I sign up with those government and agencies and authorities, I lose all validity as a agent of whatever whatever I am. I don't really know. I don't even know what you could call it. There's a movie that alludes to those kinds of things, and alludes to the fact that, like, that someone tries to draw me in and to change something, or to take on the task of exposing government corruption. It also alludes to the fact that opium was genetically engineered and bioengineered sometime in the 1800s. It's called Naked Lunch. It's a crass and grotesque movie. It also alludes to homosexuality. Homosexual orientations are imposed states. Promiscuous behaviors are imposed states. If they're not imposed by psychic kinetic means, then they're imposed by technologically advanced means. People that are promiscuous and people that are homosexual are essentially being assaulted by chief conspiracies. They've been brainwashing people with LSD since at least the 1920s, I think. And they heavily brainwashed people at the very least since the late 50s and early 60s. They've been brainwashing people and putting them in charge of things, and it's part of the reason things have been getting so bad. I talk about in my other videos how things have changed drastically in the last 100 years. One of the things that people would never do is sodomize, but we're now so completely incapable of being in control of our consciousness and our impulses, because there's somebody with their finger on the emotive trigger or the impulsive trigger button that doesn't mean us well, that we are making mistakes like doing things like cheating on our wives, sleeping with children. This isn't necessarily my team, but I know it to be the norm in North America and I know it to be the norm in Europe, and I know it to be the norm in the Middle East and in Asian countries, everywhere. Somebody simply just wills you into feeling like you want to have sex with this child, or like you want to have sex with this young girl, or you want to have sex with your wife's cousin, or you want to have sex with your husband's brother, or you want to have sex with your husband's nephew. And doing these things, he's been creating division in the larger family structure. I know our family units are being like undermined and are being strategically dismantled. I think it has something to do with the Genesis myth, the myth of Genesis, in which he refers like to the serpent. I will curse be you, and on your belly you will crawl for the rest of your days, and dust you will eat, and you will cause an enmity between man and the woman, and I guess in woman and her child. And I guess that there's like this Genesis myth, and this serpent aspect of the Genesis myth is extremely closely tied to the Christian belief system and the Christian cult. And I guess it's a Christian thing for men to marry promiscuous women. Christian Catholic thing. Like, I think that that's like what it is. It doesn't seem to be a religion that's devoted to true righteousness or to true inherent good. Although I can say that my father was raised in what I heard was a Christian household. My superficial understanding and action with Christian like ideals and Christian like values made it so that I was ignorant to the book in depth. And now that I have a little bit more of a better understanding regarding Jewish ideas and philosophies, I see that the book is actually an underhanded attempt at promoting inadvertent Satanism amongst an ignorant congregations of people that are spiritually interested or spiritually minded or minded with ethics and values. So saying that, I think that there was a point in time when people in America wouldn't have done things like been accepting of homosexuality or been accepting of a situation in which their kids are promiscuous or sleeping outside of marriages. All of a sudden, that's changed. Nobody cares if you have sex outside of marriage. Nobody cares if you get drunk. Nobody cares if you get high. Nobody cares if you rape children for a living. Nobody cares if the movies that they are buying are related to people that rape children. Nobody cares if people are selling LSD or selling cocaine or selling crystal meth or selling heroin. Maybe you have like these smaller cities or in smaller places across North America. I don't really know, but at the very least, I feel like there was some point in time where I didn't experience it directly, but I know my father was a sincere and genuine person. He lost his sense of belief in God, but he would always celebrate. We would always celebrate the holidays by saying grace. When I was a little boy, he taught me to pray, and which is kind of strange because of the fact that he didn't inherently believe in God. But he taught me to pray. He used to pray with me every night. Every night before I went to bed, he made me say my prayers, and I would pray. And he taught me to pray, and he taught me to interact with people with a sense of awareness and a sense of responsibility. Somebody taught me that that's what Islam was. Islam is the act of practicing awareness of self and being mindful of how you engage others. I guess part of the reason was what I had learned was that Islam was a religion that manifested in a hostile environment, and it was why there was all these key differences between something like Islam and something like Christianity, where like Christianity tells you to submit to destruction. Islam tells you like, no, you have a right to defend yourself, and not only do you have a right to defend yourself, but it is a requirement of you, and you're not allowed to become destroyed by your own hands. Judaism teaches something similar. Uh, the philosophies between Judaism and Islam and Christianity are completely divergent. Christianity, like I said, inadvertently worships the devil, and in Judaism and Islam, they just don't have those ideas or those philosophies or those myths. Uh, in Christianity, it talks about how there's a God of the physical world, or how there is a different deity or a different force empowered in the material world or on earth. It alludes and directly states in some passages that the God of this world, which is Satan, and it associates things like drugs, sex, and violence with the devil, and like everything that is good with God. But it simply isn't that way. Jewish philosophy is everything comes from God, which means God makes sex, God makes violence, and God makes drugs, even if drugs were bioengineered by humans, because God created men, and men created and bioengineered drugs. So by extension, God created drugs. So so the Jewish philosophy and the Muslim philosophy, which iterate and emphasize that man cannot be God, but men can act as an extension of God because we are created by God in the image of God and in likeness of God, but we are not God. And that's like kind of where I'm left at. So I have the value system that Christians at the very least purport themselves to have. I know that there's like a body or congregation of people that say they're Christians or Catholics that don't necessarily hold true to those things. And I guess our old people have been dying, so we're losing a sense of the noble past because none of us have any attachment to it. I know that probably sooner or later I'm gonna probably be killed because nobody really wants me saying anything more than I already am. Like I said, they've already shut down my email, my phone, and my mail action. When I try to upload this video later, it's probably going to be on a censored internet stream. It seems like the only people that have access to my internet functions are like I'm like on some other whole entire worldwide net where I'm only allowed to access like military internet functions and military internet qualities. So I'm extremely restrained. They're not letting me work out. They're not letting me read. I'm extremely eager to please, and I'm extremely eager to be of service, but someone keeps restraining me, and someone keeps holding me back, and somebody keeps impeding me. And it's because I assume they're looking out for their financial interests or their political or social interests. What I would really like is to touch base with reliable networks of people and to really be able to throw myself at this purpose for which I was created, which is to expose government negligence and to participate in exposing time travel technology, ghost technology, psychic ability, and true design theory, the belief in God, and to participate in mass ascension and mass liberation. I'm not happy about being genetically engineered. I'm not happy about the idea of raising children that are genetically engineered. What I would really like is to have access to those things so that I can know exactly what it is that my children are capable of and what they're not capable of and what these people are denying them. I don't want to raise a bunch of mindless soldiers that submit to a government conspiracy and a government authority, but we'll see. So Ethan Ray and Autumn, wherever you guys are, be good, be responsible, and remember, this is like a mysterious, magical, wonderful place, but you just got to put effort into finding the right people, into doing the right things. If you do the right things, good things will happen for you. And do your best to be honest with yourself and to honest with other people, unless, of course, it compromises your safety, wherever you guys are. And practice the judgment to know when and when not.